Cool. So our next question is, how can physical activity support my sleeping patterns? Now, I know we've spoke about this through our other questions, but it's so important and it's so fundamental to so much. How is physical activity going to support that?
Great. Well, I'd like to look at this initially through a family lens, and then I'm going to look at it in an individual lens because I think that's so important. So the evidence is very, very clear that families that are physically active do enjoy a better quality of life. And let's just start to peel it. Let's just peel the detail behind that. We know that for parents who've got children, particularly young children, a lot of energy there. If those children are not physically active, if they're not engaged in activities where they're burning off that excess energy, if they're not engaged in activities which allow them to interact with other young people, to build those social skills and manage their anxiety and their behaviors and build those values and cultures, they become, as children, a lot more difficult to manage in terms of their personal stress and anxiety, but also from the parents' point of view, in terms of supporting their behavior, that can be more challenging for parents as well. So we know that educational outcomes and behavioral outcomes for children who are physically active are far enhanced than children who are sedentary. Now, that's something when you look at that family lens that we really need to consider, because a lot of mums and dads are absolutely stressed out by having to support children, and we only have to think back to COVID, and that was really difficult. It was really difficult. Similarly, so for adults who are not regularly exercising are more likely to be having higher levels of cortisone and adrenaline, and as a result of that, are more likely to have stress, anxiety, and subsequently depression. And that's a cycle which is well chronicled. Physical activity, and let's talk about that. We're talking about getting out of breath, and we're talking about doing 2.5 hours a week of being able to get out of breath can really help to manage that stress and anxiety. And if that's done well over the day, and again, this is more so amplified for teenagers and younger adults, that's something we need to be talking about, then we know that the body's ability to manage insulin and spikes in blood sugar and stress and anxiety is far better managed. So as a result of that, people feel tired, they're able to manage their feelings, they're able to manage their eating behaviors and their interactions with other people better, which is a key thing, isn't it, about how you interact with other people. And then they're able to enjoy a far higher level of improved sleep. So people are able to sleep longer with a higher quality of sleep, less wakefulness, because of that good management of stress. And therefore that impacts upon their longer term quality of life. And also other health conditions, including things like type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, pain, which we spoke about earlier on, which is absolutely critical to people sleeping well and not sleeping well. So, I mean, doing something is good, more is better. It's really important that people do make a start. It's never too late to get physically active. But I just ask people just to reflect upon, if they want things like good quality sleep, it's got to be about getting out of breath, doing that physiological burning of those hormones using your muscles for about 2.5 hours a week. And if people do feel like they are stressed, it's really important to recognize that and choose positive behaviors to manage it. So perhaps don't reach for that bottle of wine, don't consider having a cigarette, go for a walk, feel the sunshine, feel the benefits of becoming physically active. That will help you better manage your stress responses. And as a result of that, during the day, you're going to enjoy a far better quality of sleep.